Hey guys, I'm back in my kitchen and I wanted to share with you a little thing I've been doing to help with food prices. The cost of food is getting incredibly insane, and especially for things like lettuce and vegetables and greens. So I've actually started growing my own in my kitchen. So these are sprouts. These ones are, no, these are tomorrow harvest. This is today's harvest. So you only need a few things to grow your own sprouts. I got these lids off of Amazon. You don't need these lids. You can use the regular rings and then find some mesh, a screen mesh to put over. I've seen people take large colanders or the flat grease splattering screens that you can get at the dollar store and cut those to size to fit inside your rings. And some mason jars, or these are mason cups, mason jar cups. And then you need some seeds. And you don't have to buy special, like I did, sprouting seeds. These ones here, these are mung beans. And I just went to the grocery store and got a bag of mung beans for like $2. So very easily, I just found out you can also use lentils, dried peas. So you don't have to go. I recently bought this kit off of Amazon. It's kind of a starter pack of a whole bunch of different seed blends. We've got crunchy organic mix, which is peas, lentils, and garbanzo beans. Got the spicy lentil crunch, which is lentils, clover, alfalfa, radish, mustard. This is one I'm going to try starting today. It's an ancient Eastern blend with fenugreek, lentils, kamut, and ezeku. I don't know. You can read that. Anyways, you can get all sorts of fancy seed blends. This whole box was, in a way, kind of pricey. It was about $50. However, I just finished one of the bags. I bought one bag to start, and this bag lasted me a month. And every day, I got a big jar like this. So after the first 7 days, I got all this. And this doesn't look like too much there. It's like, yeah, it's an alright amount. But this is packed. You open it up. It is packed in there so tight. Like, this can do a whole family for a nice salad. Put on sandwiches, stir fries, whatever. And just like that. You have nice, healthy sprouts. So, and the thing about sprouts, so these are sprouts. If I let these go, like took them out of the confined space like that, kept misting them, let them go, you can turn into microgreens. which then they about double the volume as well. Super easy, super quick, nutritious, great experiment to do with kids because they get to see how everything grows. So, but one thing you got to do is at least once a day, you have to rinse out your sprouts. So this is the harvest today. And I'll show you what we do next. So I have the tray that I keep everything in. I'm going to empty it out. Just put them all in the sink. I have just a little plastic thing here to help hold the jars up out of any water that ends up still dripping in. So I'm going to give that a rinse. And then you just fill up each jar with cold water. I like to fill them all up first and let them sit. And let them sit for a little bit. If you're doing this with kids, you might want to label your jars so you know what's the first day, second day, third day, fourth day. I've gotten to a point that I can kind of tell. So, you know, you can see the different, those are darker and a little more dense than this one. They quickly go from just a bit of sprout to full. And obviously just starting out. Mung beans. The one thing with mung beans you got to watch out for, they have ones that end up, we call them stones. I've already done it with this batch, but maybe I'll take a video on the next batch of mung beans I do. So mung bean stones are mung beans that won't sprout. During the drying process or whatever, they just get hard. They stay hard. You can soak them for a week and they will not sprout. They will still stay hard as rock, hence the name stones. So what I did, after they start to sprout a little bit, I did this yesterday. I poured it into a colander and then to rinse. And then I poured them back into a giant bowl. Actually, where I might have it just a second. Okay, it still needs to be washed, but poured them into this colander. It kind of has bigger holes at the bottom. So that's why I wait till they sprout a little bit. And so I pour my mung beans into here, rinse them out, and drain them off. And then all the little stones will have fallen through these big holes. And yes, some of the ones that have sprouted go through too, but not too many, and it's easier to pick them out. That way you're not left with trying to eat your salad or your stir fry or your sandwich or whatever you put your sprouts on and get this hard crunch that you're not expecting. It won't hurt you. If you already have a cracked tooth, it might crack it more, but it's not hurtful, it's not harmful, it's not toxic or anything. it's kind of unpleasant to get that hard crunch that you're not expecting. So if you're doing something like mung beans, peas, and lentils that are the bigger seeds, you might want to, after a couple days, strain them and to pick out the ones that aren't sprouting. So these have been sitting for a minute. So with the newest one, especially if it's got little tiny seeds like this, they can actually come through these bigger holes. So I'm careful just to strain it out the small holes. And then I let it sit for a bit. Once they've sprouted a bit, you can just dump it. Like that is really packed in there. When it's really packed in there, sometimes it helps to give it a shake to help get that excess water out. When it's at this stage, I still like to be careful pouring it through the big holes, so I'll pour most of it through the small. See, they're trying to kind of come through there. If you lose a few, that's okay. And then I try to get them all over the sides of the jar. No way mung beans are getting through that, so just I put my little plastic rack back in. And I load up. Oops. Sometimes just leaving them, they'll get stuck and block all the holes, and you have to give it a shake. Thankfully, my mason jars are sturdy. So this is great to do with kids. You're not going to hurt it. Give them a good shake. And then for today's, so I'm trying this one here. That's that ancient Eastern blend with fenugreek, lentils, catmoot, and adzuki. So that's what it looks like. It smells flavorful and like East Indian or something like that. So I generally do about 2 of these little scoops that I got in a pre-workout electrolyte mix. These scoops will really come in handy. So about 2 of those scoops is all you need. See, just enough to cover the bottom. I fill it with water. Oops, got to rinse off the lid. Alright, so I have this shelf on this little shelving unit right by my window in the kitchen. There's hit and miss. There's some people who swear they need to be in the dark until the last day. I did a couple in the dark. I kept them in a cupboard the whole time, and just the last day put them out. At the same time, I had some out here. Out here, I won't forget about them. In the cupboard, I have a chance of forgetting about them. They both performed the same, whether it's in the cupboard or in the sun. I think plants do better in the sun, get that nutrient from vitamin D, whatever. So I'm going to leave them growing here. You find whatever way works best for you. And yeah, I have a constant supply of sprouts. So I might even have too much. I can't keep up with it. So I am going I'm gonna have to either start giving it away or maybe do a jar every other day. So, or maybe I'll freeze dry them. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna freeze dry some of my extra here. That way we can make some greens powder. I'm running low, so yeah. Great, nutritious, delicious, mung bean sprouts are bigger than our alfalfa, broccoli, whatever type of sprouts, the little sprouts. A nice, crisp, fresh, juicy, healthy greens. So, great activity to help to work with your kids, show them how things grow, the growth cycle from seed, sprouting, and like I said, if you can keep them going and they go into microgreens, which are even bigger, you can even grow them into full-on plants if you want, but a quick, easy way to supplement your grocery bill and have fun with it. Because why not?